Pope Francis says children are an indispensable resource for the future and should never be considered a threat to the environment. The Holy Father made the remarks late last week during a meeting with the Federation of Catholic Family Associations in Europe. Pope Francis also called on members of the group to work for peace and focus on what unites and not what divides us. The remarks come as the Vatican prepares for the World Meeting of Families later this month. Joining us now from Rome is Vincenzo Bassi, president of the Federation of Catholic Family Associations in Europe. Vincenzo, welcome back. Great to see you. Can you tell us more about the meeting with Pope Francis, and was there anything that stuck out to you about his comments?
Well, meeting the Pope is a privilege, of course. It was a great occasion for us, for our associations and for our families to have an exchange with the Pope about our ideas, our experiences, and also our project. I think that the speech of the Pope was a huge advice, not only for FCFAE, but even for all the Catholic family associations. As to me, I think that he spoke and he said wonderful words on the sickness of the families, which is the loneliness, much more the lack of money, lack of job. And as family associations, he said to us to take on the responsibility to care this sickness, because the families and the family associations are not the sick of the society, but the care of this sickness. And he spoke also about the demographic winter, which is a tragedy for Europe, for our continent. And he said very much that the demographic policies must be considered as an investment for the future of our society and not as a cost.
Not a whole lot of time left, but I'm wondering quickly if you could give us a preview of the World Meeting of Families taking place in Rome next week and what some of the highlights will be.
Well, that's a great occasion, because when the families meet each other, they have the opportunities to exchange experiences, to see even how common the problems are. But when the families are together, they can solve the problems. This is the experience we can live in our lives. When we are in this worldwide level, we can also try to exchange more experiences in order to solve our problems on one side, but also to simply to have more friends and to give to testimony, to give a witness even to the church that the families and the family groups are the basement of the church. I hope that even during even the next week we can show this, speaking about pastoral issues. For example, as FCFAE, we are very much interested of speaking, of reflecting on the role and the function of the elderly, because we are very much convinced that the elderly is a resource for our communities, even for our churches, and we cannot have any future if you don't guarantee intergenerational balance.
Well, sir, thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate it. Vincenzo Bassi, president of the Federation of Catholic Family Associations in Europe. Thank you again.